Hi, I'm Janie, and this is Holly with Grace Untethered. We wanted to talk with you today a little bit about dealing with divorce and trying to manage your emotions when you're going through that.
Right. I mean, I think for most of us, our emotions are probably all over the board at some point during our divorce
Oh, dear God,
process.
yes.
And I know for me, I felt really crazy. I work with emotions all day long as a therapist, but that I'd be happy one minute and angry the next and crying the next. It was like so confusing to just
Mhm.
have that emotional kind of roller coaster
So,
that you
how did you
ride.
deal with it? I mean, it makes sense that you're on this roller coaster. How did you deal with it?
Well, I mean, I think I have to. I think about it kind of like I think about a kind of an analogy of a car. I don't know if you remember if you learned how to drive with a stick shift, but for me, I had to really think about when to step on what my feet needed to do to step on use the clutch, and then what I needed to do to step on the gas or the brake. And I think my emotions, learning how to regulate or manage my emotions when I was going through my divorce was a little bit like that, because there are times that are appropriate for letting it all hang out. You can cry in the shower, you can, cry in the privacy of your own space, or you can scream into a pillow if you're angry.
Mhm.
But, you don't want that leaking out in the middle of a meeting or when you run into somebody at the grocery store, right? So
Mhm.
that's kind of the challenge is, how do you do that? And for me, a lot of it was simple things like breathing, like journaling, um, just kind of noticing my emotion, labeling it,
Mhm.
grounding myself. Those are all tools we talk about in our class, Stagger, Stumble, and Stand. Um, we go into great detail about all of those, but you got to be able to ground yourself.
Right. Yeah. Another one that I loved and worked with is just distracting, like all of a
Yeah.
sudden naming cities, naming states, naming colors to lift the needle off the groove of, sadness or anxiety, you name the emotion. But that would help to get through whatever you needed to get through in the moment. Again, to kind of not have the highs be so high and the lows be so low so you can kind of regulate. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
It's challenging.
Yeah, but it is the thing of it is well, the whole divorce process is challenging, but what I think is important to know is it is manageable.
Right.
That if you keep practicing exercises like journaling, so you're emotionally vomiting, or distracting your brain, breathing deeply, you can get through tough situations.
Right.
And if you want to learn more about this, we have a course. It's called Stagger, Stumble, and Stand, because that's what it feels like when you're going through this process. And it's
Mhm.
so important to be able to stand at some point as you move forward.
Mhm. Right.
So check it out, graceuntethered.com.
Thanks for joining us.
Take care.